he just put on all of this mass and has kind of turned into the guy that most people look up to now in the gym. There is no such thing as the perfect physique, right? Like what I like, you're not going to like, and vice versa. I used to have this conversation with somebody back in the day. I like sort of like super duper bodybuilder dudes, so I just look at them and be in awe. Whereas he thought I looked disgusting, and he liked more lean jack guys like Brad Pitt in Fight Club and stuff like that. But what I thought I would do today, because those are people in the comments that say, Simon, what physique do you, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm massive into wrestling, I thought I'd just rank the top 10 best wrestling physiques, or at least from my point of view, and also that will spark a debate, and I enjoy that in the comments. So it's as simple as that, really. There's no point to muck around with this. Today, we're going to get into doing that. Somewhat amazingly, too, this video has actually been sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Now, you've probably seen all those ads before a lot of video for Raid Shadow Legends, but they got in touch. They said, look, play our game for a little bit, and if you like it, we'll sponsor your video. And I did play it, and I tell you this, it's actually really fun. Like, it's a free-to-play or free-to-download mobile game you can get right now. It's also recently come out on PC. And yeah, if you ever played a role-playing game before, you know the deal. But this one, like, it's really simple to play. And the whole idea of it is you got these champions, and all these champions have different special skills, and there's like a storyline in there. And I genuinely got into it. I am a massive nerd. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. Like, I once played an RPG back in the day with 301 hours, and I'm still not over it. What's more as well is they've just introduced a battle pass, which is live right now. Season 1 is happening as I speak. And if you do that, you can win a bunch of rewards, including free energy refills, gems, upgraded artifact sets, and all this stuff that, again, is just going to make your champions even better, and you do that by fulfilling the daily and weekly challenges. But I did give it a go. I really enjoyed it, and I thought, hell, I've never had a sponsor on this channel before. Why not with something that I actually got a kick out of? It reminded me of all the RPGs I used to play back on the Game Boy Advance way long ago when I was but a child. Also, there's a link in the description. If you do click that right now and you're a brand new player, not only do you get 50,000 silver, which is going to allow you to get better with all your characters, but on the subject of characters, you can download an extra character for your game. And believe you me, you want as many characters, you want as many warriors as possible, because that's the only way you're going to be able to kick some ass. And that goes to show we're moving forward to the world. Thank you again for all the support. It's pretty crazy to me. On that note, if you hit the subscribe button, that would absolutely rock. If you hit the like button, that would rock too. It means this video will go out further. And if you haven't hit the bell or the notifications button, hit that too. Otherwise, you won't know about my videos, and my views tank, and I get really sad. But yeah, get ready to have a debate. Here's my personal 10 best physiques, bodies, whatever you want to call it, in professional wrestling. So I've got my phone up just so I can actually look at the image as I talk to you. But number 10 is Lex Luger. There should be a picture on the screen now, unless I have some horrendous editing issues. But then what a crap video this would be. And really, like, Lex Luger has got that kind of physique where he probably could just step onto a bodybuilding stage and nobody would say anything. Like, I've done bodybuilding competitions, and you know, there were guys that were in the top categories that did not look as good as Lex Luger. I mean, he is ridiculously ripped in the picture I'm looking at. He's got symmetry. I mean, yeah, some people go, his legs could be bigger. Yeah, but he's a professional wrestler. I'm sure he did work his legs, but he's not going to focus on that as much as his upper body, because he doesn't need to at all. But I remember as a kid when I used to look at him, straight away you're like, oh my gosh, who the hell is that? Especially when he was the narcissist in WWE. Also when he was in WCW. I mean, pretty much everywhere, to be completely honest. And there are other pictures, which hopefully if I can find, I'll put up too, where he's got more of a bulkier look, but he's still really low in body fat. And he just looks like an absolute monster. In all of these pictures, he's greased up to the nines. But that's just what you got to do in professional wrestling. Got one there of his side chest as well. His side chest is just stupid. But yeah, I mean, there's a reason he was meant to be the next Hulk Hogan. A large part of it was because of his body. It didn't work out. He drove a bus around and slammed Yoko. Didn't go nowhere. But that's why he gets in at number 10. Number 9 is The Rock. Not even necessarily The Rock that was in WWE. I think The Rock, once he's come out... So The Rock has gone through bizarre amount of transformations. Like in the WWE, when he first busted, he just looked like we looked like a Samoan dude, right? Like he'd kick your ass. Then he went away to Hollywood and he lost a load of weight, and when he came back, he was just super lean. Then he left to go back to Hollywood properly, and essentially from Hercules onwards, he just, pain and gain too, he just put on all of this mass and has kind of turned into the guy that most people look up to now in the gym. Like, I don't know who it would have been back in the day. I guess Arnold Schwarzenegger to a certain point of view. I'm not saying he's had that kind of effect on bodybuilding. I mean, nobody has. But the point is, I mean, he's got his own Under Armour range. And I mean, the picture I'm looking at here, he's obviously just been in the gym and he's got a pump. But I know loads of guys that want to look like that. That's what they go for, especially because he's coming up to 50 and he still looks jacked. But yeah, you could actually argue he looks better now than he did in wrestling. But I mean, I'm mostly putting him in here because I know people will say otherwise if I don't. PR Machine is old Rocky. Knows what he's doing. Number 8 is Brock Lesnar. Now, Brock Lesnar, again, we talked about bodybuilding and stuff like that. He's not going to walk on a bodybuilding stage anytime soon, right? But he's just got such ridiculous traps, and he's just so big, and he's just so intimidating, along with the fact that I know he's crazy athletic. He's one of those guys you look at straight away and you're like, man, he is going to go out there and he is going to whoop somebody's ass. It's kind of the physique you want in the winter. Do you know what I mean? We wear like a load of jumpers and you just go absolutely humongous. Like the picture I'm looking at here, hopefully I'll use this one, is when he's super young. And, you know, his body fat percentage isn't super low or anything like that. But again, traps are enormous. His chest is like 2 pillows. It's absolutely incredible. And again, yeah, legs, he's not training for that, is he? But it's just, again, I think especially when I was younger, I looked for physiques that were intimidating and that I could actually get behind, and people that I could believe in the wrestling ring. And even with his face too, and his crazy haircut and his big jaw, you know, all of this just comes together to make you think that guy, again, will try and kill you. Oh my gosh, I've got to use this picture I've just seen. It's just a flipping monster. And yet in later years, I don't know whether his training is laxed off a little bit, but I think he's probably a bit more lackadaisical with it. But the thing about Brock Lesnar is he still looks like he could kick your ass. He's just got that demeanor, and even like at the Royal Rumble, if you go watch the Royal Rumble 2020, I wouldn't say that's the best shape he's ever been in, but he still looked, you know, ridiculous, and that's all that matters. I think it's one of those things when you see him come out, you believe in him straight away, and that's why I like it. Which ties into number 7, it's almost identical, which is Bill Goldberg. Now, massive respect to Goldberg. He's like 53, 54, and I mean, again, if you haven't seen him recently, I'll try and get a picture up. If anyone looks like that at 53, 54, you should be very proud of yourself. I mean, early 50s and to still look jacked is kind of crazy. But when you go back to the height of his career, sort of late 90s in WCW, again, not the biggest guy you've ever seen in wrestling. There's massive traps too. But it was the way he carried himself. Like, I'm looking at these pictures now, and yet he just looked like he'd absolutely maul you if he saw you down the street. Obviously, it's very similar to the physique he had when he played American football, which makes perfect sense. And I think the real interesting thing, like Stone Cold Steve Austin is not on this list, right? Stone Cold Steve Austin was jacked for a period of his career, then injuries kind of stopped it. But I think it was the thing that kind of separated him from Steve Austin too, because they had the black trunks and the goatee and the bald head and whatnot. But Goldberg looked more like a bullet coming out of a gun. Austin looked like he'd brawl with you, and Goldberg looked like he'd run through you, and that's why I always liked it. And yeah, just again, looking at it now, it just puts a smile on my face. I try to use this picture if I can. Because again, he's quite lean. He's much leaner than I thought. And I'd actually argue he's probably not as big as I thought when I was a kid. Still massive. I'm not saying otherwise. But again, it's the way he held himself. He managed to get into my head and become larger than life, which is important for wrestling. So that all ties in. It's part of his aura. I mean, the big booty daddy, Scott Steiner, in at number 6. Number 6? Yeah, number 6 is just... I've got to use this picture I'm looking at now. He called himself a freak. He absolutely is. The peaks on his bicep, clearly, are nuts. His lat width is preposterous. He's super lean. His triceps are like flipping hammers. Oh my God, he's just absolutely absurd. He is absolutely absurd. And he's one of those dudes that kind of look like that for the entirety of his career. We're not going to get into hows, whens, and whys. I'm just talking about physiques that I look at and just think, poof. I mean, I don't think he's the biggest wrestler ever. I'm sure I'm missing some people. But if I use this picture, I'll forget now when I'm editing. But whatever picture I use, again, dude could probably have stepped on a bodybuilding stage with a few tweaks, and it wouldn't have been an issue at all. Crazy genetics. Just crazy. Number 5 is Bautista. Obviously now has gone on to be an actor as well, like The Rock. I mean, Batista's just a big dude. I think he's like 6'4". He always have crazy width to him. That was the thing with Batista, just crazy width. But the other side of it that always got me, especially when I was a kid and now, is his vascularity was mad. I know that comes down to low body fat and stuff, but some people just have vascularity that makes them look so incredibly ripped and angry and aggressive, and that's what he had. Like, he's got veins coming out of everywhere. He's got veins coming out of places I didn't know you could have veins. And again, when you do go back to kind of peak Batista or just when he's coming through, I don't think he's as lean as he would get later, so he's got a bit more size on him. I mean, he didn't get into wrestling until he was like in his mid-30s. And I say to some people, I'm in my 30s, is it too late to be a wrestler? The answer is no, you should follow your dreams and you should follow your passion. But if you like Dave Bautista, you're definitely going to have an easier ride. He's really, really tall, he's jacked, and he's got that width to him, which I think is massively important. It's just bonkers. Number 4 is John Cena. The fascinating thing about John Cena is he's essentially been the same size since he debuted in 2002 until now. He has leaned up now. He's got smaller, but I'm going to put that down to age. But other than that, again, I'm just looking at pictures here. Always looks the same. Has that kind of crazy vascularity too. Has always been lean. Has always been ripped. His arms, I would say, are probably slightly bigger than the rest of his body, but it doesn't matter because he can still look like he can kick your ass. I think he's got one of those physiques too that people kind of gravitate towards, and they think, oh, I hope I can look like that. He's got crazy work ethic. He's got his own gym. You can see him training on YouTube right now, which will give you an idea into how hard he trains. And again, he's obviously lean, but he's not super duper lean. We're not talking about getting on a bodybuilder stage lean, but he just look. Actually, this is the one I'm going to use. Imagine I forget now. I'm an idiot. But again, it's just to be able to maintain that physique week in, week out, when you're on the road, 300 plus days a year, whatever they do, and with his crazy schedule he's got now, again, it comes down to just crazy genetics, crazy work ethic, and you've got to give him props for that. Number 3 is Rick Rude. This kind of goes back to the thing we were talking about earlier. He is not the biggest dude you'll ever see, especially in professional wrestling. But when it comes to just ripped guys and guys that are kind of all about abs and sculpting and all of that, you're going to be hard-pressed to find better than Rick Rude. Like, he just is, it looks like he's made out of granite. Like, he really, really does. He's just ripped, and he's got cuts for days, and it is absolutely nuts. The fact, obviously, he used to wear tights that used to have women on them as well. Like, sometimes he had other people's girlfriends and wives and stuff on his tights, which it's just the craziest thing ever. And obviously he made his whole gimmick about the body. And I always think that's kind of a horrible position to put yourself in, because everyone's going to have bad weeks and bad days when you just want to eat crap and maybe go off the boil a bit. But he kind of had to keep this, again, much like John Cena, all the time around. And you can kind of see changes from his body when he goes to WWE and WCW, or WWF as it was back then. He does get a little bit smaller and does get a little bit bigger. So I wouldn't say he maintained it as much as someone like John Cena, who I really, you don't see too many discrepancies. But again, there's a picture here from Old School Wrestling, I think it is. Is that what it is? I don't know. From an old WWF clip in 1990. And it's just, like, again, you can see the striations in his chest, and you can see his ribs. It's just, imagine being that lean. Number 2 is the Ultimate Warrior. I mean, it kind of stands to reason. He was the first guy I saw as a kid. Like, Hulk Hogan was a big dude, but Ultimate Warrior had that more bodybuilder-esque physique. So I just gravitated to it more, because as I was going to find out, years down the line, I actually loved bodybuilding, and it was going to save my life in many ways. He's another guy that obviously there was a scandal, you know what I'm talking about, and he was so put out by it mentally, he started to wear a muscle suit. You're like, Ultimate Warrior, Jim, you're still a big dude, you don't have to do that. But I kind of took a bit of solace for that too, because again, I think we're all majorly critical of our own bodies, and when you've got someone that looks like that feels the same, you're like, okay, I know he's a controversial figure, I'm literally talking from the aesthetic here, and yeah, he's probably one of the first dudes I saw, and I was like, okay, I'm never going to be able to get to that. But he looked like a cartoon character, right? He looked like somebody had fallen out of a comic book and been allowed to run wild in the WWE. And I think it's one of the big reasons he works so much. Like, there's a lot of controversy again around him too. Second time I use that word. But there is, in the sense, was he a good worker? Was he rubbish? Could he cut a promo? But he had something to him. And a large part of that was like He-Man. It was like He-Man arriving and just, winning matches. And that was cool. He didn't need to be in the ring for 20 minutes. The total package, I'm talking about Lex Luger, but I'm going to use it here with the Ultimate Warrior. The total package of the Ultimate Warrior is what made it work. And in at number 1 is Triple H. I'm going to try and remember to use the picture that was always my inspiration as a kid. I started lifting weights because of Triple H. I got into bodybuilding because of Triple H. Around that kind of circa 1990 to 2001, 2002 era, where again, he just went from being a big guy to super jack guy. Oh man, did it open my eyes. And I remember when I'd be in the gym, I'd put on the game, his entrance music, and I'd train. I'd be like, that's the guy I want to try and look at. And there's so many cool pictures of him in the gym, and I think he did a whole book about bodybuilding once, which was gibberish. I remember I read it. It was like, just have a bagel and a protein shake. I was like, Triple H, you're definitely eating more than a bagel and a protein shake. Tried that for a while. Surprisingly, it didn't work. But Triple H will always be my number 1. Again, when somebody inspires you, it's hard to knock them off the perch. And there will be more. I will have forgotten loads of people that are going, but they're the first 10 that came to my head. And hopefully it's quite a good selection. Also, I enjoy doing it. And that's the most important thing. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Please do leave a comment below. Let me know. Do you disagree? Have I missed anybody? Stuff like that. Hit the subscribe button, the like button. We've talked about all of that. I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/Simon316. If you could support me there, that would rock, because I don't make any money from YouTube. I'm not doing enough views. Being completely transparent. And have a good weekend if you're watching this on Friday. And I'll see you the other side.